morning and welcome to Rosebud Homestead Micro Moment Monday. This is going to be a kind of a different micro moment. As you can see, I'm sitting in a different place. I'm in our living room. I have my whole desk moved into our living room because our library, after 25 years, we're having the old ratty carpet replaced with tile, and they're here today. You're probably going to hear some sounds in the background. Spring has sprung. We've had a week of terrible wind. We're also facing some issues with our immediate family. A dear family member is having some major surgery later this week. So we've been concerned. We've had terrible weather. We've just been under a lot of pressure. So this is just going to be a quick little micro moment. I'm going to just take a quick walk around the house, our property, and just show you some things that I've got piling up for me to do and to accomplish during this spring. So we're going to head out the front door and just take a quick look at things that are going on. So this is coming out our front walkway, and you can see all of these leaves. And they have become kind of a problem. Those are all the trucks of the workers that are here doing the tile. So over here into our flower beds, the leaves have just piled up pretty deep. And we have a leaf shredder that we're going to be gathering up these leaves and shredding, and then we will redeposit them in our garden. But the leaves are very deep right here. However, this is nothing compared to what is going on in the northern part of the state, where with the big wind that we've had all week long has brought in hundreds of thousands of tumbleweeds and piled them up to about 15 feet high. So that's not us, thankfully. As many of you know, we had a flood here a couple of years ago, so we're continuing to do some mitigation. And this is a little planter that we have put in the front. I'm laying some stone in a little walkway across here so that when it's mud season, I can get out of the vehicle on the passenger side when Jim is driving and walk up this path instead of walking into the mud because there's hardly room on our driveway. So more leaves here piled up in front of the garage. So now we're headed back through the breezeway. This breezeway between the house and the garage is a wind tunnel. And part of what we are going to be doing with this planter is putting in a tree and some other things that will help mitigate the effects of the wind. So we're going to bypass the tile folks. Here's another planter that we have put in place, and another one over here. You can see that we have our soil amendments ready to go. This is the back part of the garden, which you all are familiar with if you've been watching us very long. We come out here and do all kinds of things. We have our soil amendments in place, and these are our horseshoe gardens right here and our Vigo gardens over here. Our Vigo gardens are going to need a lot of attention this year. More leaves piled up, but the soil has sunk because we put a lot of leaves in the bottom here, and so as they disintegrate and turn into soil, it causes the soil to sink. So we're having to do some more additions here. Boy, we have a lot of something growing here. Not sure what that is. I bet it's lettuce. It's lettuce. Oh my gosh, we have a great start on lettuce right here. Too bad I'm going to have to bury it because it's almost a foot below where it needs to be. Right over here, we have our chives coming up, and they're just doing wonderfully. So that's pretty exciting. So we're looking straight out at our property. Behind us is BLM land, which is very nice. Lots of places for us to go riding in our side-by-side, which is great. Here is our main fruit tree guild. This is a big apple tree, a Granny Smith apple tree that was just loaded this past year. We didn't get them all, and so some of the apples have remained in place and have provided food for birds over the winter and for bees actually. And so you can see right here how the insides have been completely eaten out, and some dripping right here. The bees have gotten a lot of the sweetness and the nectar from the apple, so that's good. And the buds are getting ready to pop in about the next month, so that is good. But in terms of the rest of our herbs, we have nothing coming up yet. It's still too early in the spring. We have evidence of gophers here. We're going to have to take care of them. Here's another small fruit tree guild, and this little tree has lots of good buds. But we've got a lot of cleanup that we have to do here. More gills over in this direction, and more gophers. So heading into the greenhouse, with everything that is going on in our family and with the big wind we've had, I have not had time to get out here. So it's in pretty bad shape for the overwintering, but I have cleaned off my work table right here. I'll be doing some planting later this week, but I have a lot of cleanup from the overwintered plants that didn't make it through the winter. So I've got to get this all cleaned up and swept out and ready to go for this season's planting. So there's a lot to be done out here. Should keep me busy. So down this way, we have gophers everywhere. And we have the remains of last year's planting right here on these two staked fences. So we have work to do here. And this is our asparagus garden right here. So I need to do some fertilizing and work so that we can have a good crop this year as well. So that is about it for the spring work that we have cut out for us. Just wanted to let you know, we had some people concerned because we did not publish a micro moment last week. We've been pretty busy and concerned with our family member who is needing surgery later this week. And so we just have some family stuff going on. Plus the weather has been terrible with the awful wind. But we should be back on our regular schedule here pretty quickly. And so I think you can look forward to videos coming up later this week and continuing from there. If anything should ever happen to one of us such that it would really interrupt things, we would let you know one way or another. So no worries about Jim or me. We're doing fine. We're just dealing with what life is handing us, which is often unexpected, as this is. So in any case, we will see you again very soon for more videos.